as long as you get to
Instagram
do
भी
what you
platform हो
want.
गया है मैम. सच्ची बताऊँ तो Instagram भी platform हो गया. At the end, today on so many of us are, I mean, most of us are on our phones. Like today when we're uploading a reel also we are judging ourselves कि यार अच्छे दिख रहे हैं, अच्छा कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, अच्छे से बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं.
True.
तो today every piece of content is a reflection of who you are. So I don't think as an actor you can leave any opportunity unturned. For me, I am an actor, and for me, my point of being around is to constantly tell new stories, be a part of movies where I play completely a brand new person every time. So for me, I feel like that's my strength also. Today it's my skill that is my strength, and that whichever format gives me, the right kind of access to people is the format for me. And I think I as an actor have always been very open-minded. Like I remember when I started working down south, of course in Hindi films mainstream actors would do songs in mainstream female leads used to do songs in other people's movies,
right,
as a special song. But in the south it was considered something that people did once their career was getting over. But I love to dance, and I thought that that's my skill, and I would want to showcase that because that's what I'm good at. So I feel like as an actor, whatever you think is your skill, if you're getting the right platform for it, I don't think anything is big or small today. Good content, like for example, I never thought I'll be watching Korean cinema, but today I have also become a consumer, and I'm not the usual consumer. So I feel like, if the story is based on human emotions, like for example, Squid Game was something that I watched, I binge watched, and I realized that something which is like a survival drama, I didn't know that kind of a genre existed till I saw Squid Game, and I happened to recently meet one of the actor who plays the Pakistani gentleman in the film, and I asked him, I said, how did you reach there? He's like, no, I went to Korea, I learned their language, I lived there. And it's an interesting journey. हिंदुस्तानी एक्टर जाके कोरिया में कोरियन सीख के कोरियन बात कर रहा है, और he is a part of a film that is now watched all around the world. It's cult, yeah. So I feel like एक एक्टर के हाथ में वो कहाँ जाना चाहता है. अगर हम चांद पे भी जाना चाहते हैं तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता. मुंबई से हूँ, पर मैंने साउथ में जाके तमिल तेलुगु बात करना सीखा. इस फिल्म में एक्ट करने के बाद हरियाणवी डायलेक्ट को अटेम्प्ट करने का मौका मिला, जो मेरे लिए बहुत ही नया था. और एक एक्टर का क्वेस्ट यही रहता है कि वो हर टाइम कुछ नया करे. लोगों को लगता है कि सिर्फ उनके एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए होता है, पर एक्चुअली एक एक्टर, एटलीस्ट जिस किस्म की एक्टर मैं हूँ, मैं बहुत आसानी से बोर हो जाती हूँ. तो मुझे अपने आप को एंटरटेन करने के लिए कुछ अतरंगी सा, कुछ नया सा करना पड़ता है. बट एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत दौर है मेरे करियर में. An actor always needs good filmmakers to tap the best out of them, and definitely lucked out with Bubbly Bouncer, and hoping कि ये मैं दौर जितना हो सके continue कर सकूँ.
Tamannaah, you've had a very interesting trajectory. You are born in Mumbai, you did a film in Hindi, and then you got a career in Telugu and Tamil cinema. After which you again came to Bombay and did a couple of Hindi films, which unfortunately didn't do too well. Hamshakals and Himmatwala, which didn't do well. You again did films in the south, and now Bubbly Bounce. So with this, you bounced back.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, it was interesting because after the 2-3 films that I did in Hindi, which did not do well, I had a film called Bahubali, which kind of changed my trajectory completely, and I also realized my true potential through the part that I played in Bahubali, which was the part of Avantika. Also, women were really not presented in a physically strong way before that.
Yeah.
And this was primarily an action film, a war film to be precise, and in that, doing action actually gave me the insight that there's so much more to me that I haven't even tapped. And then I kept working, and now I've finally landed up with this amazing part, which is
finally Tamannaah has arrived. Absolutely.
I think I've come to
absolutely.
FICCI Frames, so
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign. So I've been working in the Indian film industry for the past 17 years. I started working when I was 14, and I started with films, with cinema, with what we know as the big screen experience. I think every movie shaped me in a certain way, but I think what I learned the most is to kind of unlearn. So even after I went through a process like Bahubali, which was an extravaganza visually and even as a story, every time I took up a new project, I had to unlearn everything I did before. And that's the only way I approach my work today, because if I have to get into, working with someone, after working with someone like Rajamouli sir, who works in a certain way, and then working with Madhur sir, to be able to fit into their worlds, I need to deconstruct mine. Having said that, these 17 years have given me so much experience, because I worked with all kinds of directors, with people who spoke different languages, whose methods were very, very varied and different. But I think the biggest thing I learned being on a film set is, the one thing that's used the most on a film set is common sense. And I feel like every film is essentially made by that, and that's why there's no education for it. I'm not educated, I'm not a trained actor or a performer. Nobody can teach you this. It's something that you learn on the go, and you learn every day. I'm still learning. I know the next film I will shoot, I will be learning something new. And I'm actually looking forward to that. That I think an actor is a forever student, because every time you enter a new world, it's about learning something and unlearning something. So yeah, they can be two very varied experiences, but that's the point of it. मेरी भाभी हरियाणवी है, तो आई वॉज लाइक, अगर इफ़ आई गेट द एक्सेंट रॉन्ग, घर से चप्पल पड़ेंगे. सो घर पे तो नहीं पड़ना चाहिए चप्पल, बाहर से पड़े तो फिर भी समझ में आता है. तो डर के मारे मैंने पूरी कोशिश की कि अच्छा कर सकूं. पर सच बात ये है कि मैं स्कूल में एक टॉम बॉय थी, और मुझे वो कभी फिल्मों में चैनल करने का मौका नहीं मिला. और जब when I heard the story, I was like, I finally have the chance to be who I am really. And 12 रोटियां तो नहीं खा सकती थी, बट स्कूल में 6 समोसे खाया करती थी. तो और वो एपेटाइट अभी भी बरकरार है. सो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू.
It doesn't show.
बहुत टाइम जिम में, और काफ़ी, I mean, honestly, as actors, we are on a diet since we start working. So for me, it's been 17 years of being on such like a reasonable amount of diet. But yeah, but on good days, 6 samosas is how it goes.
Okay, still.